Hello friends, I'm Dr. Bhumika Barot, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda. Today I'll talk about the very important concept that is the team teaching. So let's first understand the introduction of team teaching. Uh, Team teaching, as the name suggests, it is a type of teaching in which a number of teachers work together, they plan together uh, for providing instruction to a group of students by utilizing the resources available in a given teaching learning situation at the proper time in a proper way. If we look out the origin of the concept team teaching, it is very difficult to pinpoint the exact origin of the concept of team teaching in terms of the time, country, or the personality who is responsible for its invention. However, it is true that the concept goes its emerged around 1955. As a matter of historical interest, the Harvard University was the first to put forth a plan known as Internship Plan in 1955. In this plan, 5 teacher trainees were required to work simultaneously under the leadership of an experienced teacher. So this is how the concept was first utilized by the Harvard University around 1955. Now let's see some of the definition of the team teaching. Several scholars have already defined the team teaching in their own ways. According to R.S. Singer, team teaching may be defined as an arrangement whereby two or more teachers cooperatively plan, teach and evaluate one or more class group in an appropriate and agreed teaching plan, and is given length of time so as to take advantage of specific competency of the teacher. Okay, so this is the definition which is given by R.S. Singer. Then, according to R.G. Callahan, team teaching is that teaching learning process where two or more teachers cooperatively formulate a plan, carry it out, evaluate its effectiveness as it relates to a specific group of students. According to M. Haridwar, team teaching is that organized form of the teaching structure in which two or more teachers cooperatively teach a particular subject or a topic to a group of students. And according to Calhoun Alson, team teaching may be defined as an instructional situation where two or more teachers possessing complementary skills cooperatively plan and implement the instruction for a single group of students using flexible scheduling and grouping techniques to meet the particular instruction. So students, if we analyze the definition, we come out one some key aspect of the team teaching, that the team teaching is an arrangement or the situation where two or more teachers cooperatively work, they plan, they teach and even they evaluate to a group of students in a very flexible way and scheduling. Okay, so team teaching is nothing but to work cooperatively. So if we analyze the team teaching, uh, these are the characteristics which come out. It is an instructional arrangement. It is an organizational device to plan, to execute and evaluate the teaching work in a cooperatively manner. So it is an arrangement wherein the number of teachers, more than two, are work together in a very cooperative manner. That is very important. They have to work cooperatively. They plan cooperatively what to teach to the students. They execute in a cooperatively manner the teaching learning process, and even they evaluate the teaching work. So the important characteristic that in team teaching, more than two teachers are involved. It works on the joint responsibility to teach to the student to a particular subject. It is the joint responsibility of all the teachers who form a team. It calls for willing cooperation of members, because those members, those teachers who are involved in a team teaching, so they come forward willingly and they have to take up their responsibility. It calls for team spirit in team teaching. So team spirit is the crux of the whole concept. Team spirit of the teachers is bound to benefit the students to the maximum, because ultimately we teach through team for the benefit of the students. So our team spirit should be executed in such a way that it benefit the student to maximum. It is sort of pulling all expertise and the resources, maybe physical resources of teachers, such as experience, interest, knowledge, and skill, etc. So those who form the team. So actually, we are using the expertise of all the team member. We are using their interest. We are using their knowledge and skills. It is economical. Uh, it provides flexibility in terms of scheduling. It inspires and motivates the individual teacher to improve his her knowledge and skills. So these are some of the characteristics of team teaching. So it is very important that if we want to work through the concept team teaching, the one should understand the guiding principles for the execution of team teaching. If we want to implement it in a very effective manner, so there are the principles which should be followed properly. So the very first principle is principle of pooling the resources. As we have already seen a characteristic that pooling the all expertise of the teachers. So team teaching is based on pooling and best utilization of the available resources and expertise in the field of teaching. The another principle is principle of joint responsibility and cooperation. Dear friends, team teaching works successfully only if the member of the team work cooperatively and take up all the responsibility jointly. Uh, Team teaching is organized to teach a specific group of students by a team of personnel headed by a leader. So it requires that all the members of the team share joint responsibility and work together. The next principle is principle of attending the needs of the students. Team teaching is organized according to the interest, ability, and need of the learners. Since a team as a whole shares the teaching task in it, it provides better opportunity to take care of the difficulties which are faced by the individual students and even needs of the individual students. So, attending the needs of each and every student is possible in team teaching. Principle of flexibility in terms of grouping and scheduling. Teaching requires adequate flexibility in terms of grouping of the students in the form of large classes and small groups or study at the individual level. It also needs flexibility with regard to time factors and schedulings. Here, the time needs to be adjusted according to the requirement of the teaching learning situation. So this is very important principle. The next principle is principle of appropriate selection of team member. This is very important principle. Team teaching requires joint responsibility and cooperation. So such responsibility can only be undertaken properly if the members of the team are selected judiciously according to the need of the instruction. So the selection appropriate members should be selected. So while we are selecting the members, one should look out the skills of the teachers, their experience, their interest, and their knowledge. Principle of willingness and appropriate distribution of the responsibility. The team members should distribute duties among themselves properly for utilization or realization of this utilization of the all resources and to realization of this set of objectives. However, nothing should be thrust upon them by the head of the institution or the team leader. They should willingly come forward or for sharing their responsibility according to their abilities, according to their experience and need of the situation. So distribution of responsibility, so each member should willingly come forward, then only the team teaching can give the best result. The next principle is principle of appropriate teaching learning environment. Team teaching for its success needs appropriate teaching learning environment. Here nothing should be left for chance, and the leader of the team along with the members of the team should try hard for achieving appropriate teaching learning environment. A teaching learning environment means the readiness of the teachers to learn, members to work, arrangement of the proper material, AV8 facilities or etc. which are required for the successful execution of the instruction, then suitable non-disturbing environment, etc. So this is very important principle. The next principle is principle of appropriate supervision and evaluation. The team teaching activities required constant supervision and evaluation. This may be in the form of self-evaluation and check on the ongoing activity by the individual member, or the leader can take up the task. Similarly, the leader should also be engaged in the task of supervised study, drill work, homework and other activity for the needed practice. Okay. So, friends, these are the principles while we are working on the concept of team teaching. When while we are going to the concept of the team teaching, we should focus, we should keep in our mind these are the principles, and if we follow these principles in a properly, definitely we'll get the best result. Then now let's discuss about the types of team teaching. Mainly there are three types of team teaching, and they are single disciplinary team teaching, interdisciplinary team teaching and inter-institutional team teaching. So let's first discuss the single disciplinary team teaching. In this type of team teaching, all the members belongs to the same institution and they are from the same discipline or the same background. So, for example, the mathematics teacher teaching high school classes may from a team for the teaching of mathematics to a particular high school class. Here, every member of the team is allowed to teach that very branch. Okay, from there they have studied. Then interdisciplinary team teaching. Here, teachers or the members of the team are from different disciplines but working in the same institution. This type of team teaching most suit to the teaching interdisciplinary subject to the students. For example, in our B.Ed also we have one of the subject that is understanding discipline as a subject. So if this subject can be taught by the three or more teachers with the different disciplinary background. Okay, so this is the example of interdisciplinary team teaching. The next is inter-institutional team teaching. Here, members are not conformed to the same institution, and such kind of team teaching we can call the service of any talented teachers or the experts to teach that particular subject. These are the types of team teaching. Now let's understand that how to organization are the procedure and the steps of team teaching. How to go with the concept of team teaching, how it can be executed in our school. So there are three main stages, and that is planning stage, execution stage and evaluation stage. Let's first understand the planning stage. In a planning stage, we actually plan everything regarding the team teaching. So it involves various tasks to be planned, and that is decide about the topic to be taught. Which topic should be taught through the concept of team teaching? It should be first decided. Then formulating the objectives and writing them in a behavioral terms. That is very important. Whatever the topic we have decided, according to that topic, the team member should formulate the objectives. Then identifying the initial behavior of the learner, which is very required to learn that particular topic. So what are the initial behavior that should be identified first in the planning stage? Then identifying the available man and material resources. Then in planning stage, that is very important, selection of the member of team teaching. Teachers, teams, other professional, non-professional helping hand. So while deciding the members of the team to teach that particular topic, one should consider the discipline, the knowledge of the teacher, then their skills, their interest, and everything should be kept in the mind. And most appropriate member should be selected for team teaching. Then taking decision about the tentative scheduling. So larger group or small group teaching, the level of instruction and the teaching strategy should be decided, tentatively decided in a planning stage. Then distributing responsibility among the member of the team according to their interests, their abilities and their skills. And then taking the decision about the means and the ways of evaluating the learning outcomes. So how the learning outcomes of the student should be evaluated, that also should be decided in a planning stage. So in planning stage we decide everything. So these are the points should be kept in the mind, should keep in the mind while in a planning stage. Then the next stage is execution stage. Whatever planned by the leader of the team and the team member with the active cooperation of other member in a planning stage. In execution stage, it should be worked on. They should work in a execution stage. Here, the actual teaching learning activities are carried out by the members in a different session, and the first session is large group session. So in the beginning, in this session, large group session, the students are taught in a large group. So this group is taught by the most competent and the expert teacher among the member of the team, and all other members of the team then provide the essential cooperation and assistance to a expert teacher who is delivering his session. For example, one teacher may provide some additional point or information. The one teacher may show the maps, draw summary on the blackboard, demonstrate some experiments, give example, etc. as needed the most. The one teacher may take up the responsibility of the maintenance of discipline in the classroom. Uh, the students and they one may ensure that students are to listen to the lecture or observe what is demonstrated to them by the main teacher. They are also free to ask the question and discuss the matter taught and pointed raised by the teacher. Here the other teacher play their part to help the main teacher in providing appropriate answer to the question of the student. So in large group session, uh, the one teacher will deliver the session and other teacher will help him or her to carry out his or her work. The next session, that is the small group session. So after the large group session, students are divided into a small group and they are attached to a one team member. So this group work under the supervision of one individual teacher. Here the teacher tries to discuss with the student on the common difficulties which they have faced in understanding the material or the topic or the subject uh, which is taught in the general assembly or the large group session. Teacher may explain, illustrate, demonstrate and provide opportunity to the student for doing experiment or other activity in a small group work. So whatever things which are being explained in a large group session, in a small group session, there is a discussion among the students and the one individual teacher. If they are facing any query or question, they can solve with the help of the teacher. And the next stage is individual study session. So after the large group and the small group session, as discussed above, the students are now able to engage themselves in a self study and do independent work on the individual level. So now they can go in a library, they can go library and uh, do the further readings. They can go in laboratory for in-depth experimentation, or whatever the work or which is being explained, the topic which is being explained in a large group session. In individual study sessions, students are supposed to study individually. Okay, so they can explain or explore the topic on their own in a very in-depth manner. So this is the execution stage. The students are first taught in a large group, then they are sent to a small group, and then in the last they have to do the self study. Then the next stage and the last stage, that is the evaluation stage. So this is also very important stage. Evaluation of the progress and outcomes of the activity performed. So that is very important. Whatever the outcomes, whatever the progress of team teaching and outcomes of the activities which are being performed in all these three sessions should be evaluated properly. The outcomes are subject to evaluation in the light of its pre-decided objective, the learner's initial behavior, and the methods and strategies, and the planning and responsibility shared by the team member. So evaluation can be in the form of oral evaluation, written evaluation, and even the practical test or practical work also the part of the evaluation stage. Even the homework which is being assigned to the student, that can be a part, that is also the part of the evaluation. So in this stage, attempts are made to incorporate necessary modification and improvement in the organization of team teaching program in the institution. So this is all about the how to implement team teaching, and there are the three main stage, that is the planning stage, execution stage, and the evaluation stage. Now let's discuss about the advantage of team teaching. So the first advantage is best utilization of the available talent. So team teaching actually provides opportunity for the best utilization of the talents and expertise of the experienced and devoted teacher in their respective field. Here the teachers discharge their responsibility according to their own interest and ability. Hence, they can play their role quite effectively and efficiently. The next point is best utilization of the material resources. In usual teaching or in a single-handed teaching, a teacher finds it's very difficult to take full advantage of the available material resources. But in team teaching, he or she can get help from the member of the team for the proper utilization of the available resources. As some may, as the teacher are helping him or her in the utilization of audiovisual aid, some teachers are helping in maintaining the discipline, and other are also taking the note, take the note the difficulties of the learner and answer them at the proper time. So in such a cooperative situation, it becomes quite easy for the teacher for attending the pre-decided set of objective. The next point is provide opportunity for professional growth. Yes, I'm team teaching. There is an opportunity to for a teacher to grow himself or herself professionally, because uh, here in a team teaching, the young and less experienced teachers are getting the opportunity to work under experienced and talented teacher. So they can learn many things from them about their subject, and they can also develop their teaching skill. In addition, all the team members have to prepare themselves in a proper way for discharging their responsibility. Thus, they are getting the opportunity to sharpen their skills. The next point is provide better learning opportunity. Team teaching actually helping getting better learning opportunity for the student in comparison to our traditional teaching. Because why, what happening, they can they have their they are getting the opportunity for raising the questions, getting their difficulties solved, and having free discussion on the topic of their interest from the best teacher. Students are can get large exposure in the general assembly or in the large group session, and have a proper time and attention from their teacher in the small group discussion, and they are also getting the chance for self study. So all ultimately all this help in removing the their common and individual difficulty and provide a student a stimulating and learning environment. The next point is provide opportunity for interaction with the expert. Both the teachers and the learners get opportunity to interact with the expert in a subject or a specialized field. It not only gives them a useful exposure in terms of learning so many new and specialized things, but also provides due inspiration and motivation for reaching at the top. The next point is help in maintaining proper human relationship and cooperative attitude. As the team teaching is based on the principle of cooperation and the joint responsibility, whoever are the member of the team, they have to work in a cooperative manner. So here they are getting the chance to develop their human relationship with each other, and they are as they are working, they are developing that attitude to work as a team. Okay, and that students are observing this thing, that how the teachers are working as a team, so indirectly they can also imbibe such quality to work as a team in them. So actually we are through team teaching, we are attending the another most important uh, objective of socialization of the students. The next point is prove economical in terms of time and labor. As team teaching helps in reducing the level of anxiety in the individual teacher by assuring cooperation from their team member for achieving the desirable and pre-decided objective. It helps in reducing the labor of the individual teacher. It also provide economical it also proves economical in the sense that a large group having more than uh, uh, large group of the students can be successfully taught by a single expert teacher at a time with the help of suitable communication in a large group session. Then it provides proper flexibility in scheduling of teaching learning environment. Then it helps in maintaining the discipline. It is possible through team teaching because more than one teacher are there in the classroom, and uh, so there are so many teachers in the classroom and they are teaching to the students, so it is quite possible to maintain the discipline. Then provides opportunities for proper supervision. There are number of teachers and other personnel involved in team teaching, so it is therefore there is no difficulty in having a quite planned scheme for the supervision of the independent and self study made by the individual students. Okay, so here in team teaching there is a opportunity for constant supervision. The next point is proves and effective training techniques. Team teaching may prove a good and effective techniques for the training of would-be teacher. So are those who are new in the field. Yes, students and friends, there are also some drawbacks and limitation of team teaching. So let's discuss that one by one. The first one is difficulty in the distribution of responsibility. As I discussed earlier, that team teaching is work on the willingness. So the members should come forward willingly and they have to choose a topic according to their interest. So if uh, if the member are not come forward willingly, then the team leader has to share the response, has to allot the duties to them. So it is very difficult for a team leader for of the task, that is the distribution of responsibility, uh, that how to divide the task about the team member if they are not come forward willingly. Then difficulty in maintaining harmony and understanding. Team teaching requires proper understanding and cooperation among the team members. S- uh, so if they are not working in a cooperative manner, then it's very difficult to work as a team. There is also a need of doing away with their egos, hesitation, inferiority complex, etc. for working for the common causes. The teacher with the required attitude are hardly available, and so that is this is the difficulty while working in the team member. Too much expectation from the teacher. Team teaching for its success demand a lot of from the teachers. Every teacher should have a thorough knowledge of the subject along with the necessary skill to handle small group discussion, individualized study and many other experiment and project work. So there is too much expectation from the teacher. Undue importance of the teacher at the cost of the learner. The entire scene of the team teaching is dominated by a team of teachers. The activities concerning to planning, execution and evaluation are entirely teacher's task, and thus the learner are given an insignificant role in the teaching learning process. The next point is difficulty regarding lack of material facilities in the school. If the proper material are not available, it's very difficult to work in a team teaching. Not suitable to the present educational setup, because team teaching for the required effectiveness necessarily demand some changes in the existing school organization, and it is quite difficult to work on the present educational setup. Teachers resistance for any change. Team teaching is a new thing for our teacher. Most of them live in a world of interior and do not want to change the mode of traditional teaching. So team teaching for its success requires a change in the attitude and philosophy of the teacher. If they are not ready to accept the change, it's very difficult to work with team teaching. Expensive in term of finance, because team teaching requires more facility in terms in the form of space, material and equipment in comparison to traditional teaching. And our schools where it is difficult to have even the sets and blackboards for all classes, so it's very difficult, it is quite expensive. Limitation in terms of planning and execution. Team teaching requires quite appropriate planning and its execution. The planning itself is not a simple task. It needs full cooperation of all the team members and planning skill of the leaders, team leaders. So such type of cooperation is hardly available to the leader. If he or she is lacking in the required planning skill, team teaching cannot be organized in a proper way. Then lack of accountability. In the traditional teaching, a teacher teach a subject to a particular class, and whatever the result, uh, they are responsible, accountable for the result and progress of the students belong to their class. But what happened in team teaching? In team teaching, it is not the individual but the whole team who is accountable for this. It it can make the individual teacher quite careless and irresponsible towards exercising his teaching duties, as he or she can blame other members of the team for any failure. So these are some of the drawbacks and limitations of team teaching. So dear students, and today I'll try to explain you regarding the concept of team teaching, definition, types of team teaching, the organization of team teaching, advantages and drawbacks. So thank you very much, students.